Hey guys, my name is Emma and today I have a crazy story for you. Every year my family spends our Christmas in Hawaii. We've done it every year since I can remember and it's a fun family tradition for me. After me and my husband had kids, we had to reorganize our family Christmas plans because his parents wanted to see our kids for Christmas. So we decided that we would celebrate Christmas with his parents on New Year's and go to Hawaii for actual Christmas. This is the system that worked for us until last year. Last year his dad passed away around this time of the year and it hit him and his mom hard. For obvious reasons we didn't go to Hawaii. This year we planned out what we'd do for the holidays early. We'd do Thanksgiving with his mom, and we'd do Christmas in Hawaii since me and the kids missed out last year. Things were going well until right before our flight. About a week out, he said he was unsure. He said that he thinks it might be better that we stay. He said he really wanted to spend Christmas with his family and felt like his mom really needed it. I was unhappy about this. We made a plan. We saw her last month, and we already had my dad buy our tickets and hotel. So it would be incredibly unfair to me, him and our kids for us to not go just for his mom, who we'd see a few days after we got back anyways. We got into an argument about it and proposed that me and the kids can go to Hawaii and he can stay there with his mom. He decided to do this, but he was very clearly upset that I wasn't going to forego my family's Christmas tradition and see my family just for his mom. So now I'm in Hawaii watching and wrangling the kids by myself, while he's home alone. He texted me or responded to me a lot. When I call him, he only talks for about 3 minutes before wanting to get off the phone with me and talk to the girls. Am I the idiot? I think. Not the idiot because you stayed home the first year after his dad passed away, and you had agreed to the Thanksgiving, Christmas arrangement for this year. He changed his mind after all the arrangements were made. However, I think you and your husband need to talk about this more. Where are he and his mom and their grieving processes? How does he envision things working in future years? Does he want every Christmas with his mom now? Does he want to do alternate Christmases? Or is this year just particularly hard for both of them? You're the idiot for your attitude. I wasn't going to forego my family's Christmas tradition and see my family just for his mom, italics added. Obviously his mom is important to him. I get that you have to move on, but grief is different for everyone. This is the loss of her life partner. You have put your tradition above your family, which really sucks. My wife and I were expecting a child in October. We are in our early 30s and have been trying for a child for some time due to character limits. I won't get into details, but it has been difficult. In February, we discovered that she was pregnant. Obviously, we were over the moon with joy. We began to prepare we did everything you could possibly do to get ready. We planned a baby shower and sent out invitations. We prepared a beautiful room with a custom-made crib by my father-in-law, who is a very talented woodworker, and we were extremely thorough in baby-proofing our home. During the baby-proofing, my wife started to suggest that we get rid of my cat, Bubba, who is 12 years old and I've had since he was a kitten. I got him in college. I adopted him and each of my 2 sisters adopted another kitten from the same litter. Bubba is extremely affectionate to me, so sweet and cuddly. He tolerates my wife, but is not affectionate towards her. To strangers, he is not nice. He has never bitten or scratched anyone. But he does a lot of hissing and yowling at people he is unfamiliar with. My wife was afraid that he'd scare the baby. He wouldn't be welcoming to a newborn or that he'd hurt her. I argued gently, but eventually acquiesced. In her 28th week of pregnancy, we sent him to live with my parents. Hey guys, let me know in the comments what you're thinking about this story. He was not happy there. My parents said he cried all day and walked around meowing 24 hours a day, looking for me. Tragically, my wife and I lost our child just weeks before she was due. We still don't have a lot of answers, and it's painful to get into. We mourned. We were inconsolable for weeks. I still cannot think about it without feeling complete agony and loss. After a month, we returned to some level of normalcy, to as normal as things could be. Anyway, we've started to explore adoption. Last week, I told my wife I was going to pick up Bubba to bring him back home. She exploded. She said that under no circumstances would she allow him back in our house, and that I had agreed to have him live with my parents. I missed him. He's been my best friend for years. He's been my loyal companion my entire adult life. She told me that I could pretty much choose between her or Bubba. I told her that obviously I would choose her, it's not even a question, but that I didn't understand her reasoning and I felt she was being cruel. She'd lived with Bubba for 10 years and there had never been any problem. The adoption process can take 8 to 12 months on average, and I'd like to spend that time having Bubba around. We haven't spoken about it since. This is the first fight we've had. Am I being unreasonable, an asshole in wanting my cat back? Not the idiot. You should never have to get rid of Bubba. I'm sure to you Bubba is also an important part of the family. Cats hissing is not a sign of violence but a sign of fear. My sister, who recently had a baby, has a cat who also hisses at strangers but is cuddly with his owners. Honestly, he can't even tell that her baby is a human at all and only ever sniffs her or avoids her. Not the idiot. There's a lot of under the surface emotional stuff that you and your wife are going through here. I'm 95% certain that your wife isn't mad at the cat, but is probably feeling many things about what the cat means. Recommending counseling for you and her or both if not already being done. I was in a long-term relationship for about 5 years with my partner at the time. He was a lazy asshole. We just moved into a house together with 2 other roommates to help the rent. And they were lazy too. I had a nice new job literally down the road in which I loved. It was in transport coordination. He wasn't working and was mooching half my wage for 3 years, while relaxing and doing absolutely nothing at home, leaving me to tidy up after him and the housemates after working 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday to Friday. There was an opening at work for a storeman, so I suggested it. And he finally got a job. It was really funny because I was in charge of handing out all the jobs to the storeman, so I was kinda his boss. Hey guys, if you're enjoying the video, don't forget to drop a like. Anyway, over the Xmas period I found out my nan got cancer and my dad had a stroke, so I rushed to another state to be with them. I found out he had cheated on me during that period and he blamed me for it, saying I'm allowed to have friends and I was gone too long. I was gone for 2 weeks. I ended it after fighting with him for a week about it, but lived in the same house still until I could find a place. I had the money and everything, but it was hard to apply for a place when they were getting snapped up so fast. It was weird, but he left me alone and I left him alone. In that time I owned 90% of the furniture at the place and I was getting it ready to move and pulled my muscle in my back doing so. Anyway, he decided to invite the girl he cheated on with me to our house. I told her to leave as she destroyed our relationship and her face dropped. She was told by my ex that he was in an open relationship and she apologized to me and told my ex off and left. My ex turned his anger on me and threw a solid plate at my back while I was walking away, making me fall in pain. I'm the type of girl who knows how to fight, but because of my back pain I was defenseless. He then tried choking me when I said I was gonna call the police. My roommates were even there and did nothing. Assholes. I managed to call the police after he stormed out of the house and I locked him out. They arrested him. I grabbed as much as I could and drove interstate that night to my parents. I called work the next day saying I'm so sorry, but my ex attacked me and I had to leave interstate. They loved me and they said don't worry about it. We hope you're okay, we will take care of him. I got a call 2 days later from my ex that the police held him for 24 hours in which he had worked. They fired him on the spot as he didn't show up for work. They also said to him they don't hire criminal woman bashers and he blamed me for it. I laughed so hard and said karma is a bitch. I told his entire family about it, and they all believed me and loved me. I went back with my mom and a moving trailer and took everything. 90% was all mine. I took everything I paid for. There wasn't anything left in the lounge room, nothing in the kitchen apart from the fridge. I took my TVs, which was the only 2 in the house. They didn't even have knives, forks, or spoons. No towels, he just had my old shit mattress, an old cupboard, his clothes, and a flimsy blanket. Electricity and the internet was in my name, so I cut that off. I got myself off the lease immediately, and lucky I did it straight away too. Apparently my ex and the 2 housemates couldn't keep up with the rent and trashed the place, making it look like a hellhole, and got themselves blacklisted, meaning they can't rent anywhere ever again. Hey guys, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed, don't forget to like and subscribe.